Evolution can be defined as random change in mutations that cause an organism to better adapt to its environment, allowing the organism to have better reproductive success. Some might wonder why we can't all interbreed. This is due to speciation, which happens when a species evolves enough and there's enough changes that their DNA can no longer mix with the new species. The human brain is one key piece of evidence that proves evolution exists. It proves evolution exists because it is very similar to different species of apes brain. Our brain evolved from an ape brain because our brain looks similar to an ape brain, only it is bigger. This explains why chimpanzees are able to form limited forms of communication, but not think at the same level humans do, since the human brain is more evolved than a chimp's brain. Since the brain was getting bigger, it caused the human skull to get larger. Early paleontologists or chimpanzee skeletons had smaller skulls, which means that they had smaller brains. Australopithecus afarensis is thought to be an evolutionary species that had a bigger head than early chimpanzee fossils, meaning that it had a bigger brain. Walking on two legs also proves evolution existed because it allowed early primates to use tools. The use of tools allowed primates to gather food and protect themselves against predators. Early chimpanzee fossils show that the pelvis is wider and legs are further spaced apart. Australopithecus afarensis fossils show that the pelvis got narrower and the legs got closer together. In the human skeleton, the pelvis is even narrower and the legs are spaced closer together, so that walking on two legs is possible. These fossil remains show that walking on two legs is an evolutionary trait that was an evolutionary advantage. Good eyesight also proves evolution existed because there's evidence that the first eyes had poor vision. Over time, random mutations caused vision to improve. Individuals that could see better were more fit to survive and more likely to reproduce, thus causing better eyesight to become the normal. The evolution of the eye may have also been impacted by walking on two legs because as humans became taller, they need to see further because they were further off the ground. Some might say that the eye is too complex and perfect to be created, thus it was created by higher power. This is not true because the eye is nowhere near perfect and many people incur vision impairments throughout their life. Whales are also an example of evolution because the skeletal structure of whales' hands is very similar to intermediate fossils found on land that resemble whales. These intermediate fossils, such as Basilosaurus, have a complete set of leg bones, which modern whales do not, meaning that whales were once on land. Whales also swim by moving their spines up and down like most mammals, whereas fish move their spines side to side. Viruses prove that evolution exists because vaccines sometimes don't work from year to year because they prevent most forms of the virus. If one form survives, it will reproduce, making copies resistant to the virus, and so on. Penicillin used to be taken for many illnesses, but now has little to no effect on most viruses because the viruses evolved. In conclusion, evolution does exist because there's too much evidence pointing towards evolution for there to have been a greater power which created man.